For my speech, I chose to talk about the idea of food culture. Food culture is the idea that where you live, where you grew up, your culture, your genes, your background, your religious beliefs will all go on to depict the type of food that you are comfortable eating. And I have a couple of examples, and then I'm going to talk about it all in general. So for my first example, I have maggot cheese. This is a thing in Sardinia, Italy, but since it came out, it actually made so many people sick that it is now illegal, but it is still sold on the black market there. So maggot cheese is a cheese, and holes are purposely cut into it, and then flies will lay their larvae into this cheese, and the larvae will eat off of the cheese basically and digest it, and when it comes out, that is what people eat, hence the name maggot cheese, and they eat it with the maggots still alive and inside. It is believed that this came about when a farmer's cheese went bad and he didn't want to waste it, so he ate it, and he thought that the maggots in it were actually pretty good. The second one is live octopus eaten in Korea. This came about because it was a delicacy back in the olden times. It was believed that you had a lot of money if you could get live octopus shipped to your house and eat it. This was seen as a delicacy, especially if you didn't live near an ocean, because it meant you had to pay a lot of money. And it is said that this is crunchy and chewy at the same time. A lot of people enjoy the tentacles, like crawling to get out, latching onto your face, and the octopus or the squids that is eaten, sometimes the ink is eaten as well, but it is said to be a very different flavor. Another food is ant eggs, giant ant eggs in Luang Prabang. This was made by a chef who likes to make adventurous foods, and it is said that it is only to be eaten by those who have a strong stomach. The idea that you are eating ant eggs is just something like no other, and they are said to pop in your mouth. The raspberry is very strong, but just the idea of what you're eating is a lot to handle. Lastly, it may come to a surprise as a lot of you, but we have chicken and beef. In other countries, a lot of Islamic countries, such as Indonesia, this is not many people will eat it because of their religious beliefs. So while a lot of the things that I talked about may be very different and even gross to you guys, things that we eat and don't even think about are gross and repelling and not even thought about by people in other countries, which just goes to show how where you grow up will dictate the type of food that you're comfortable with eating. So, in conclusion, the idea of food culture is that so many different things play into what you will eat. An article posted by the Norwegian University of Science states that basically how genes and a person's background, their upbringing, the people around them, what they eat, their culture, their religion, even things such as like what their ancestors would eat, all plays into the things that they are comfortable eating. So this is the reason behind why people in China will eat things such as things with the heads still on them, for instance. That's very weird to us there, but to them that's normal, which just goes to show that it shouldn't be gross to us because that is what they are comfortable with. People in China are not comfortable with the things that we eat, and they're also not familiar with, well, excuse my words, they don't eat as much as we do here, and they think it's very weird how much us Americans here eat. They think it's just so much. So it just goes to show how every culture is different, and you shouldn't look down on other cultures for the things they eat, because things that we eat are weird to them. It goes both ways. And according to the Journal of Food Research, while every other species other than humans eats just to survive, humans eat to connect with family, to connect with their culture, and to connect with themselves.